What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're having a little bit of fun. Actually, we're having a lot of fun. What we're going to do is we're going to predict when the Destiny 2 beta release date might be. So we've got 3 specific dates, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of each of those dates. Now, how did this speculation come up, and is there any sort of validity to this? On Monday, I was watching Mac Morning After Kill's video where he was predicting this date, and he found what he believes to be an Easter egg by Bungie directly in their game trailer, directly in the release video that they showcased us about a week ago. So if you're interested, I'll put a link to that in the description box below so you can go ahead and check that out. But what I want to do is I want to talk about 3 specific dates. 3 dates that feel like they have a really strong possibility of being the answer. One of them being Illuminati confirmed, just a crazy secret. But let's just get into them right now. So the first date, this is pretty much the fan speculation date. This is the date that everybody was thinking the Destiny 2 beta release was going to happen beforehand. Everybody was assuming July 7th. July 7th, 7/7, Bungie Day. That makes a lot of sense. That would make a whole lot of sense for Bungie to release their next huge beta release on Bungie Day. That definitely makes sense, but we also saw this image, and this is what Mac pointed out in his video. This image. Now, if you take a look, over to the right-hand side up top, we can see 98. So that material quantity is actually 9/8, September 8th. That is actually the release of Destiny 2. So if that number is the release date of Destiny 2, look at the glimmer number to the left of it, 17,177, and read it backwards, 7/17/17, July 17th, 2017. That is a pretty sneaky little thing going on there, right? July 17th, 2017. That seems pretty fitting. So that's actually a Monday, and the Destiny 1 beta release was actually July 17th, 2014. So not only does that kind of fit in with a summer release, but it's also the exact same time frame as Bungie ended up releasing the beta for Destiny 1. That sounds pretty lock solid in there, right? Now, one other Illuminati fan theory was, well, instead of it just being a normal calendar, like 7/17/17, this is Bungie. Remember, they did the Outbreak Prime quest, that crazy ARG that had everybody just grouping and working together and finding out a really complex scenario in code in order to unlock the Outbreak Prime. But what if, instead of a normal calendar, it was something like the Julian calendar or an ordinal calendar? In those scenarios, 17, yes, that is the year, but 177, 177 is actually the date inside the year. So in those calendars, January 1st is day number 1, and then December 31st, that's day number 365 or 366 in a leap year. So 177, where does that fall? That's actually June 26th, 2017. This is also on a Monday, and this is roughly a week and a half after E3. So E3 is going to be June 13th through the 15th, June 26th about a week after that, which you would have to imagine that Destiny 2 is going to have a little bit of a presence at E3, right? I mean, it's going to be one of the biggest releases of this year. Might they be announcing that the beta is going to be coming about a week after E3? That certainly sounds possible. So those are 3 scenarios, 3 dates. Which one do I personally believe? I'm really on board with the 17th. I'm really on board with July 17th. Everything about that seems to make sense. Yes, it's going to be about a month after E3. It starts on a Monday. One of the reasons I really like it though is the synergy with Destiny 1. The fact that they released the beta for Destiny 1 on July 17th as well, and you know Bungie is superstitious. They're absolutely superstitious. That's why they've got 7s everywhere. 7s absolutely everywhere. It's why lucky number 7. I really feel like that's a really strong date. One of the reasons I don't like the June date, even though I think the Julian calendar type scenario is extremely fun and extremely creative, one of the reasons I don't like that date is because if the beta releases for 10 days, which is what it released for last time, yes, it is going to happen over the 4th of July weekend, which sounds great. Whenever you know people are going to have some time off and be playing, it sounds great, but also a very large portion of the Fnatic player base is going to be at GuardianCon during that time, And in no way would Bungie release or not release some of their gaming information because of a community date that has absolutely nothing to do with Bungie, nothing specific to do with Bungie. They still know about it. They still know it's happening. They still know that the people that are going to GuardianCon are some of the biggest fanatics of their game that are pretty much out there. So would they actually cut their timing short and have the beta released whenever those players aren't actually going to be in and playing every day or at all? I don't really think so. I don't really think they would shortchange them. But again, GuardianCon and Destiny and Bungie, they don't really have anything in common aside from the fact that everybody there is a fan of Destiny. So I'm really sold for July 17th. I feel like that's the date. Like I said, the June date, June 26th, that seems like it has just a little bit of scheduling conflict. And yes, it is a week after E3, but you've got all of your team just putting together your trailer and your presentation for E3. Then after that, you certainly have some stuff to work on for your server, and you've got some other things to prepare for and get ready for to have a huge influx of players playing your game. Is a week enough time? I don't know. A month seems to be maybe a little bit safer of a bet right there. In July 7th, aside from it being Bungie Day, there's really nothing else necessarily tying it to that, unless it starts on July 7th and ends on July 17th. That's the one other scenario. I'm betting July. That's where we're going to get it. In the first half of July, I believe that's when we're going to see it. If I'm betting, if I've got to absolutely place a bet, I'm going to bet on July 17th. That's going to be my day. That's going to be my prediction. But what do you think? You've certainly seen my video. You've seen other videos. What do you think? What seems like the most likely scenario? Like I said, ahead of time, everybody would have bet on July 7th. And that certainly seems possible. But with these fun little tidbits, these little Easter eggs, and knowing that Bungie absolutely loves secrets, what do you think? July 17th? Does that sound good? Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Destiny 2, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #Illuminati confirmed.